Hello, I'm from ToleratedCinematics.com, and today I want to show you how to create something like this.
Riding through the western sky, you can...
Alright, so that looks very cool. Let's fire up Adobe After Effects and get started.
Alright, here we are in Adobe After Effects, and let's take a look on how to create this awesome effect. Here I have my footage, which you can download with the previous tutorial of yesterday, so I'll link that in the description below, and you can drag this into a new composition. The first thing that I will verify is going to composition settings and checking the frame rate. Currently set at 30, I want to change this to 24. The only reason being the effect that we're going to create is frame by frame drawing. So we're going to essentially draw something on a frame, and then on the next frame we're going to continue that animation. So for those that already understand, if you would work on 30 frames per second, you would essentially need to draw 30 images per second, and here you only have to draw 24, which is 6 less. And if you're going to do a few seconds, yeah, I really think this can be a help. And if you really want to, you can also lower this number to an even lower value, but if you're going to use this in film, I'd recommend 24 as the lowest frame rate you should go. 24 is a mainstream kind of frame rate that you see in movies and theaters. Alright, so once you change it to 24, I will click OK. Now all we need to set up is the paint settings right here, so I'll make it a little bit larger at this corner. And also what I'd like to say, for this effect there is absolutely no problem using your mouse, but I will be using my Wacom Intuos Pro, which is a tablet that I can use to draw on, and this is actually my mouse. So if you're thinking about doing this effect over and over again, I definitely recommend looking into some kind of tablet so you can easily draw onto your screen. So what I will do now is click on my brush tool, and I'll also pick my pen here for the Wacom. So there we go. I'm going to click on my brush tool right here, and then you'll see that the brush settings are going to pop up and the paint settings right here. If you don't see these, you can just go to window right here and be sure to check on brushes right here and paint right here. Okay, so there we go. I'll zoom in a little bit on my screen right here, and I'll go to the beginning of my timeline. And with the space bar, you can just click around and use your hand tool to move around on your screen. So if you hold space, your mouse is going to change into a hand, and you can just drag it around, and then once you release the space bar, you're going to get your selection tool, and if you click down, you're just going to be moving your composition, your frame. You're just going to be moving your video. Okay, so let's start here with my chair. So what I will do is go to the paint options right here and just make sure that you have RGBA. The only reason being RGBA means that it's color but with an alpha channel. You can also go RGB, but then you can't use an alpha channel. The reason why we are going to do this is because we actually want to work on a new layer without background, so you can do a lot of things with your paint. So we'll duplicate my layer. I will click on my footage, go to edit, duplicate right here, and also make sure for the paint options that the duration is at single frame. So this means that if you draw on one single frame, the next and the previous frame aren't going to have that drawing that you just made on that one frame. So alright, we have this set up. Diameter, we can change it to 10 pixels right here. I think that is fine, and apart from that, everything looks fine for me. If it's not the same, try to copy my settings, and then we are good to go. Okay, so I will go back to my timeline now, and I will start drawing right here. So take your brush tool, and now what we want to do is double click on this layer, so it opens it up in the layer right here. So you have composition right here, you have layer right here. So if you double click on one of your footage layers, it's just going to open up that single layer, and now you can modify things on here. You can't draw in your composition itself, you have to open a single layer to draw on. So we have this set up, and we'll start drawing something. So I will start with like a straight line right here, like so. Doesn't need to be perfect, it's like frame by frame animation. It's just one frame out of 24 of 1 second. So if you think you're going to notice, you will definitely not notice it. So it doesn't need to be perfect. Okay, so just draw something like this. And each time I'm going to make my line a little bit longer. And what I'm using to actually go forward for my frames is page up and page down. This allows me to go one frame forward each time or backwards. So page up is backwards, page down is forward. If you don't have that, you can just click here on these arrows and they're doing exactly the same thing. It's just a little bit easier to use page down. So I'm going right here Alright, so now we completed our line, and what I want to do now is actually continue, but I'm going to leave the bottom here, so it's actually shortening with my animation. So right here, I'm going to start from here, and then just continue to complete drawing effect. Okay, so right here, we're going to continue until we have like one single dot, and then right here at the single dot, I want to add a few other dots like so, and these are going to be like some kind of explosion. So one frame forward again, add a dot again, and maybe make these a little bit longer. And even further away, so now we can use our spacebar to move around in our frame. And there we go, and now we can add some dots here. On the next frame, I'm going to start something like so. So you can actually build everything up. It's completely up to you. Take your time. Like as you can see right here, we don't even have 1 second. So we're already taking a lot of time to create something. This is an animator's job, doing frame by frame things. Yeah, it's a really tedious job. It's not really something that I see myself doing a lot, but yeah, I enjoy the effect. I really think the results pay off after all. So there we go. And what we can do here is maybe draw something like this and draw a few notes, and you can do some really cool things with that as well. So on the next frame, we'll do the note a little bit further away. And we can also start with like a circle right here, and this is going to be a new node that we're going to draw onto our screen, so it's actually animating on. So right here we're going to have the other node flying off here, and maybe the other node already has its few lines a little bit further away. And as you can see, I'm really not taking my time to make a perfect kind of drawing. It's not really that important. And actually, I think it has that cool, fun, childish kind of look to it. Just doing it very quickly gives you also a pretty cool result. So it isn't perfect, and that makes it so much cooler in my own opinion. So let's do a small preview. We have 1 second right now, and you can already see what we're doing here. So basically what you have seen in the preview is me doing this for a little bit longer until we had this kind of result. So you can also go and draw some kind of lines around your furniture right here, maybe the laptop right here, and just keep doing everything. And yeah, that's basically how to create this effect. And then once you are done with your entire animation here in the layer, you can click here on composition footage, and then it will just open up your composition. But as we have duplicated our two layers here, we can do a really cool thing here, and it's clicking on the layer with the effect applied to it. So you will see that with a effects paint applied to it, and you can toggle on paint on transparent. What that will do is currently you won't see anything, but if you just select solo this layer, you will see that it doesn't have the background, and if we don't do that, we will have the background. And yeah, now if we toggle on the transparency grid right here, you can see that it's showing on a transparent background. That way you can apply effects only on your lines that you just drew. So you can go right here, effect, generate, and add a fill to it, for example, and now you have a colored line. And if we untoggle this transparency grid and toggle the solo, and now we have our colored lines. And if we would do that without the transparent background, this is what the fill would do. So you can do some really cool things with that. If you can come up with something really cool, I'd love to see it. So definitely link your video in the comments below. And yeah, that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, give it a like and also subscribe to the channel. See you in the next one. Goodbye.